Welcome to Yoga with Jan. And here we have Cody. Cody is our sweet lovey. Yeah. Cody. Can't see Cody. There we go. Hi, Codes. So Cody also welcomes you to Yoga with Jan. And I invite you, if you have a little furry friend or somebody that just makes you feel good first thing in the morning, to give them a little bit of a rub and enjoy that connection, right? There's all sorts of ways that we connect in this world. Sometimes it's with animals, with people, with nature. So take that moment, find out what's good for you, and know that that's something that you can go to whenever you want. And how it makes us feel, right? How does it make us feel? All right, Codes, are we ready to get started? Are we ready to get started? Are we ready to get started? Come. Oh, Cody's not ready to get started. All right, Cody, I'm going to start. One more time. You coming? Are you coming? I got to do my yoga now, okay? All right, so Cody's giving me this look. What's she doing? That's us getting started. We are going to do a sequence for helping those with arthritis. And you don't have to have arthritis to do it, and you'll feel great. But if you do have arthritis, and I know I do, this is one of the main reasons I got into yoga so much, because of the fact that I was just getting really stiff in the morning. And so I started looking up sequences, and now I can't go a day without yoga. So thank you for joining us. Welcome. Today we are going to do a sequence for helping those with arthritis. And you don't have to have arthritis to do it, and you'll feel great. But if you do have arthritis, and I know I do, this is one of the main reasons I got into yoga so much, because of the fact that I was just getting really stiff in the morning. And so I started looking up sequences, and now I can't go a day without yoga. So thank you for joining us. So the first thing we want to get started with is our hands. Raise your hands up, shoulder length height, and just stretch out your fingers and then close them. Stretch out and close them. And feel how your digits are feeling as you're stretching them and closing them tight. Just allowing our blood to flow in all these great places that we use. And not to forget to breathe nice in and out of our noses. Okay, and now I'm going to keep our arms stretched. As I was doing it, I was noticing that I was bending my elbow. So every time I do that, I'm going to remind myself, stretch out. Okay, this time we're going to work on our wrists. So keeping our hands extended, we are going to bring our wrists in and turn around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And reverse direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so now we've done our wrists, we've done our fingers. Next we're going to do our elbows by just keeping our hands straight and going 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Switch arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Excuse me. Now we're going to take our hands onto our shoulders and our elbows are parallel to the floor, and we're going to bring them in touch and back, touch and back, touch and back, touch and back, and release. Excuse me. Now we're going to take our arm and we're just going to bring it up over our head and around and back. So up, around to our head, around and back. And you will feel your shoulder maybe speaking to you, saying, hey, I'm cracking this morning, and that's totally fine. Just taking it nice and gentle. If you cannot get this full range, that's fine. Do what you can. You may be just doing this. It's just starting to introduce the idea of waking up these joints. So again, we're switching hands up to our head, over and back. 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 Okay, and now we're going to take our arms up, holding our shoulder with our fingers, and just bring our elbows in and around and back. And when we're going back, we're trying to get our shoulder blades in the back to touch. So it's touching forward, up and around, and back. Breathe in and out. Breathe in as you do it in your nose and out. And feel that nice range of motion. Whatever it may be for you is where it's supposed to be right now. I am strong. I am capable. I am here. I am present. Now we're going to reverse directions. Okay, release. Just wiggle out your shoulders and see how they're feeling. With our spine straight, we're going to do our neck stretch and gently just turn to the right as far as you can go. Your gaze is with your head. Back to the center. Breathe in and breathe out to the left. Breathe into the center, out to the right. Exhale. Breathe in and breathe out to the left. Whenever you're doing anything with your neck, try and go as slow as possible. You don't want to stress anything on this neck. Next, we're going to bring our chin to our chest and just slowly roll your chin to the right, back to the center, to the left, back to the center, to the right, back to the center, to the left, back to the center, and up. Now we're going to take circles as slow as we can go, putting our head to our chin, ear to the shoulder, slowly going back as much as it feels comfortable, really slowly feeling every muscle in your neck, going to the other ear and to the shoulder, and slowly dropping back to the front. One more. Take your time, whatever is comfortable for you. Nothing should hurt, but you should feel a nice stretch. One more. can hear cracking. And pause, opposite direction. Shoulder to ear. Oh, it feels so good. It's also stimulating our vagus nerve. It helps with our nervous system. I am present. I am here. I am capable. And slowly release. So from here, we're going to stand up, open up our legs hip width apart, gently bend your knees slightly, have your hands dangling by your side, and we're just going to start swaying from side to side, and your gaze will follow your movement. So your head is not staying straight, it's following your movement, and you're slowly moving arm to arm on opposite sides of your body. Taking a look at the back as you are stretching. This is just warming up our spine. You may want to go a little faster as you get into it. Possibly tap opposite sides. Breathing in, breathing out. A little faster, get the blood flowing. And slowing it down slowly. Lastly, we're going to, for our upper back, we're going to shrug our shoulders and drop them. Shrug our shoulders and drop them. Shrug our shoulders and drop them. And now we're going to bring our shoulders to our ears and roll them back, to our ears and roll them back. It's a great opening for those of us that are sitting at the desk too much or just sitting in general, hunched over, maybe on our laptops or on our phones. A lot of phone use, right, in this day and time. And we're going opposite direction, up to the ear, front and back. Up to the ear, front and back. Up to the ears, front and back. Shake up your shoulders and notice how they feel. Just checking in with your body. I am strong. I am present. Now that we've done our spine twist, we're going to do a little bit for our hips. And how do we do that? By just simply putting our feet again hip width apart, hands on our hip, and we're just going to gently move our hips in a small circular motion. Okay? You just, not a huge one, just a small one, getting those hip joints. Hello, hips. Giving our hips a little wake up. And remembering to breathe. If anyone remembers doing the hula hoop, it's kind of like that. Keeping the hula hoop up. And as you feel comfortable, you can sway a little bit more. Everyone is going to have a different range of motion. So whatever suits you, that's what you do. Now let's go to the opposite direction. Thanking yourself for being here, recognizing you have choices. We all have choices, and we made this choice to come together and practice. And you need to recognize yourself. You are determined. You are present. You are here. I am happy. I am engaged. I am a learner. Okay. Now we're going to move on to the bottom half. We did the top. So we will go onto our mats now. Very slowly getting onto our mats. body should feel a little bit warmed up. And we are going to work with our toes. So with our toes, we're sitting up, our legs are straight forward. If you can, if you need to keep them bent, then do so. So as you're keeping your legs straight, you're just gonna open up your toes. Open them like they're fanning out, and then you crunch them and close them. Open and close. Open and close. Open and close. 3 more, your own pace. You are in control of your own body. Okay, now we're going to point our toes. Feel that nice stretch, top of our feet. And then we're going to pull them back and breathe out. In and out. Thank you, Cody. In and out. In and out. Okay? Okay, so now the next part is we've stretched our toes, and now we're going to stretch our ankles by slowly opening up your legs to about hip width apart, taking your hands and keeping them by your side, trying to maintain a straight spine. And we're going to windshield wiper our feet. So we're taking them to the right, center, left. Right, center, left. Right, center, left. Okay, and now we're going to bring them together and apart. Together and apart. Together and apart. And this is working on 2 areas, right? We have our ankles as well as our hip joints, and the muscles that are right through the legs. In and out. In and out. And now to take this just a little bit further, we're going to lie down on our mat very slowly. Get onto the mat. Slowly on your back. As you're on your back, lift up your right knee and take nice little turns with your ankle, rotating from one side, one direction. I'm going right, and now I'm going to go left. And breathing and noticing, how does this feel to move my ankle in this way? Sometimes we don't realize that, oh gee, I haven't really moved my ankle in this way. Whatever makes you feel good, and just noting these are all little parts of our body that sometimes, given the type of work that we do, we may not get. Moving to the other side, left leg up, ankle turning in one direction, breathing, noticing, how is my ankle joint feeling? Maybe I should do more of these. Go in the opposite direction. These poor feet of ours, right? We do a lot with our legs, and we need to give them attention as well. All right, and slowly come down. So now we've turned our toes, we've worked on our ankles, and the next would be our calves. And how are we going to do our calves? We are going to simply stretch out our legs, keeping our, these are leg raises, and we're going to start with our right leg and bring it up to 90 degrees, and we're going to flex and point our toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, giving our hamstring as well as our calves a very nice stretch. We're going to put that foot down, and let's bring the other leg up, left leg up, pointing back and forth. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And slowly bring it down. Wonderful. So now we have done our calves. And the last we're going to do is something for our core. How After we do that, we are going to take our hands, interlock them, and place them in the back of our head, tuck our chin in, and we're going to slowly raise our legs up. Now, if you can't raise them up with them being straight, that's fine. You can bend them, and you can simply do this by putting your heels down and then bringing your knees up. Heels down and bring your knees up. If you can keep your legs up, then we're just going to keep them straight. Whatever's good for you, that's what you do. So let's go. 1, breathing in and out. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Once you're done, take your hands up behind your head and bring your knees into your chest and hold them and just give a nice breath in and out and see how that feels. Massaging your internal organs by pulling your knees closer to your chest, and slowly you can rock side to side. Breathing, don't forget to breathe. And from here, we're going to take our hands underneath our thighs and slowly rock. As you come up, you can take your hands around your legs again and go back down and up. And don't feel bad if you're all around the mat, rolling around. It's okay. The idea here is we're giving ourselves a nice spine massage in a natural way in our own body. And so it's great just to roll around like little, when you're younger, remember, just rolling around, giving yourself that space, that grace to do whatever feels good. Okay? Sometimes you can get really fancy, and that's when you start doing your legs behind and then come up. And go behind and come up. So wherever you are, you decide what works best. Okay, sitting up. And we'll just do some final stretches for our spine. Sit comfortably. You may want to sit in a chair. You may want to sit cross-legged, or you may want to sit on your knees, whatever works for you, okay? The idea is we're going to take our hand up, left hand up, and place it on our right knee, and our right hand is behind us, and we're just going to slowly, with our spine straight, take a nice deep breath and turn your gaze to the back. Holding here for a moment and coming back. Same with our right, nice stretch up. Place the left hand behind you and slowly turn to the left. Remember, nothing strenuous, just light stretches, feeling that your body is like a sponge getting wrung out, right? And then back. Let's stand up. We're going to stretch our legs out. Some people like to jump, because when you jump, you get a natural sense of how your body, your wrist should be underneath your ankles. Some people can't jump, and that's okay. You just walk your legs out and just ensure that your wrists are below your ankles, right? And then from here, we're going to move our body more to the right and then back to the center. Move it to the left and back to the center. Right center, and left, back to the center. This time we're going to take it to the right and slowly bring your arm down, your hand down wherever it may fall, and look up to your left hand. Your gaze should be at your left thumb, and just breathe and feel that nice stretch that's coming along the left side of your body. Slowly come up. We're going to do the same to our left side, moving towards our left, having our arm touch the leg wherever it falls, raising up our right hand, gazing up to our right thumb, and feeling that wonderful stretch on the right side of the body. Oh, delicious. Feels so good. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And breathe. And back up. Slowly bring your legs together. You stand in mountain pose for a moment. Lower your eyes, take a nice breath. And our last stretch is keeping our legs hip width apart. We're gently going to roll down and touch our toes. If we can't touch our toes, we're going to use blocks. Right? Move blocks. We can keep our blocks in front of us, and we can just keep our hands on the blocks and then lower our head. As long as we're touching something that touches the ground, we're getting that connection. So wherever you are in your practice, you are. You are brave. I am present. I am determined. And just feel how that feels to have your head dangling, your calves pulling, getting a nice stretch in your thighs. You may want to join your elbows to get a deeper stretch. You may want to sway side to side. Wherever you are is where you're meant to be. And now we're slowly, slowly, slowly going to curl up. So curl up. So your spine is right now in a curved state, and we're going to slowly, slowly, slowly straighten. Imagine that you have a string at the top of your head, and it's slowly, slowly, slowly pulling you up. So your head will be the last thing to come up. Oh, wow. I'm feeling good. How are you feeling? Maybe roll your shoulders around. Let's take a seat as we close this practice. I hope you're feeling a little bit more stretched, and things that may have been giving you a little bit of tightness have opened up, because that's the idea, right? We are all here together to make ourselves feel great, not only physically, spiritually, emotionally. So to close, I invite you to take your hands together and place them next to your heart center, and just thank yourself for showing up, taking a nice breath together, and releasing. Thanks, everyone.